Currently, there is a broad reconfiguration of American history. Progressives, such as Malone, argue that traditional Western history is essentially frontier history, and Malone argues that Turner was not a historian of the West, but of the frontier. However, I argue that the two notions coincide with each other and cannot be separated. The frontier and Western history are one. Malone states that historians of the West will either continue to follow Turner's frontier thesis or follow the unrewarding practice of simply interpreting national events. I argue that the frontier is Americans' old identity. Western Americans are now searching for their new identity. Earl Pomeroy, the Dean of Western Historians, discarded Turner's frontier orientation for an interpretation that stresses the developmental role of urban cities. However, I argue that the histories of the cities are only a partial history because the West is mostly rural. So what type of methodologies might we use in order for Western Americans to find their new identity? Social history has long been a strength of Western history. And according to Mitchell, cultural theory has enhanced native history. According to Mitchell, historians should be leaders in growing tourism and recreation. However, I think historians should be more concentrated on finding the truth. So between Turnerists and progressives, there's this Old West and New West battle that's going on. Bain suggests that history changes over time. Progressives often attack U.S. milestones, such as becoming a world power after the Spanish-American War. And as historians, we are supposed to remove bias. However, the bias and bias piece was definitely written to persuade. Hi. So we're going to talk about methodologies. Good methodology is taking every perspective in a particular phenomena of history that occurred and telling the account of it. So when you take we take the example like the American West, you need to take perspectives from Native Americans, from Anglo Americans, from Chinese Americans, from every denomination that was involved in settling the West.